Good evening, everybody. Welcome to your Tuesday evening Facebook Live. My name is Sarah Edwards. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I come to you guys live every Tuesday and Thursday at 7 to show you a fun new project. So hopefully you guys had a good day today. I spent every waking moment in the craft room. I got a lot accomplished, and I made a huge mess. My craft room was clean, and now not so much. But that means you're crafting when you're making a mess or when you have inky fingers. Good evening, Heather. Welcome. I just realized as I was going live, I did not turn the lights on behind me. So hopefully the lighting is okay in my little cubicle, my little laundry room. It's actually what it is. So anyway, today's project is another online exclusive. I did pair it with a stamp set from the mini catalog. So I will show you that. And I sent out the Designing Damsel email this morning, and I want to give you kind of a little sneak peek of just a couple of the projects. So that is what I have in store for you. So let's point you over. And while I point you over, I'm going to walk over and plug in my lights. I have no idea why I forgot. I was scrolling on Facebook before I went live. So I have no excuse for not being prepared. So sorry, I'm just making sure we are live on my Facebook, and now it is not wanting to load. There we go. Okay, we are set, ready to go. So in the email that I sent this morning, we did put out a snippet of what the product looks like. And on page 44, it is the memories, the More Than Memories, Sweet Thoughts, Memories, and More kits. So we are focusing on the more version of the memory keeping line. You can definitely use this for memory keeping, but you can also use this to make absolutely gorgeous cards. And there is zero stamping involved. You might have to tie a couple bows here and there, but there is zero stamping. And I actually did forget the punch that we are coordinating with this set as well. But I wanted to bring in just 3 of the cards. I don't want to spoil all of the surprises for everybody. So these are the 3 of the tutorials that you'll be getting. The envelopes and cards are absolutely gorgeous. I love how they design these to go together. So here are 4 of the cards that you'll be making. This is not, actually, these are 4 that you will be making. We're actually going to do all 16 projects that are in the tutorial just because it wasn't a lot of extra pieces, so we wanted to add lots of extra pieces to it. So there's 4 of the cards. I can't show you everything, but I'll at least show you a little smidgen of it. So today's project, I am bringing in the Happy Little Things. So this is a new online exclusive that goes live, I actually think on Friday, next Friday. So we still have another week and a half, almost 2 weeks before we can order this. But I fell in love with it. It was so fun, and I love the 2-step stamping that you can do in the Love, the You, Wishing, and Celebrate. We actually used this set in card class on Saturday as well, and it has the matching dies to cut out all of the little sentiments. So there's that, and I did bring in, here it is, I did bring in this background stamp as well that is in the mini catalog. I just got this, so I haven't had much time to play with it. So I thought, why not play with it tonight? So those are the 2 stamp sets we're using. The coordinating inks, I decided to bring in the colors that are retiring in the end of April. So we have the Orchard Oasis, Starry Sky, Tahitian Tide, Parakeet Party, and Sweet Sorbet. These 5 colors are retiring, and they're going to bring in 5 new colors. So I thought I would focus these cards on these colors. So let's bring in the card we're going to be making today. It is very simple, it is very elegant, and it is so quick and easy to put together. Literally, you just have to cut your cardstock, stamp it, throw some dimensionals on, and we're done. So that's what we're going to make today. But before we get started, I wanted to bring in, this is the Be Mine 12 by 12 Designer Series paper. Actually, it's not the paper, it's just the piece that goes inside. I keep these, I use them for 3D projects. I place them when I'm doing classes to go. Sometimes I need a little extra stiffness in them. So I keep these. And then I got thinking, why don't I just make a mask on the opposite side? So that's exactly what I did. So I put my image on our largest block and I inked it up and I set it in the center, just like this. And then what I did is I took a pen and I drew around the block. So when I put my paper on here, I will kind of have a guide of where the center is. Without our Stamparatus, sad face, super sad face, it's a little bit trickier to use our full images. So this is the way that I was able to use it, and it works. Hopefully it works for our Facebook Live. 9 times out of 10, it doesn't, but we're going to try it. So I have a piece of our basic white, and this measures 3 3/4 by 5. I am just going to set this in the center of my mask, and I'm going to ink this one up with Parakeet Party. I'm going to scooch this over a little bit so I can bring my stamp in. When it's a larger image, I like to stamp it upside down just to make sure I get a nice even coat of ink all over my stamp. So it is all inked up. I'm actually going to leave that open because we're going to need it one more time. I'm going to flip this over, and I might have to step on my tippy toes to see over my camera. So I think that looks pretty good. I'm going to lay that on, and I'm going to give it a nice good push. I want nice even pressure on all of the sides and definitely get the center. You don't need to white knuckle it or anything, but you do want to put a little bit of pressure. There we go. And it works. Worked like a charm. Okay, I'm going to clean that off because I am going to do another color. And I didn't mention this in the beginning, but I started with my lightest color first. So now I'm going to grab my Tahitian Tide, and I figured we might as well just stamp all of these since we have it out. We might not be able to put all of them together, but at least they're stamped and ready for me to put together. Not tomorrow because I am leaving at about 5:45 in the morning, maybe 6, because I have a hair appointment at 7, and then I have to go to work after that. So I will be leaving super early, and I have to leave extra early because I will hit rush hour traffic, which is never fun. So this one's the Tahitian Tide. So just putting lots of pressure. And I liked this background stamp because you really don't have to do a lot with it. Okay, there's the Tahitian Tide. I'm going to set that aside. I have my cleaner over to my side, so I'm just cleaning the stamp off. Let's see, I think this one's Starry Sky, but let's do the Orchard Oasis first, because that's a little bit lighter than the Starry Sky. So set that down. Ink this up. And they do have matching ribbon for all of these colors. They will be retiring as well. So if you haven't gotten them and you want them, you should get them sooner than later. But I ran out of the sweet sorbet, so that's why I had to use a different sweet sorbet. And this one I can kind of see I didn't get quite up to the top. I wasn't standing my tippy toes enough. But it will still work. Oh yeah, you really can't even tell that I missed the top of it. Still cute. Okay, last one, and then we will put some of these guys together. Let me clean this off. I just washed all of my chamois. just washed on my chamois. So now they are getting nice and colorful again. So this one is the Starry Sky. Set that to the side, but stand on my tippy toes so I can get this one a little bit better. There we go. So it kind of worked out just drawing that line around the block. I thought it did anyways. It helped me get it centered. Perfect. So I'm going to set this over and we can start creating our cards. So since the Starry Sky is up, we'll just do that one first. So I have a piece of our thick basic white. It is 5.5 by 8.5, and I scored it at 4.25. So just line up your edges, grab your bone folder. There we go. And literally all we have to do is glue everything together. We have to stamp our sentiment, and then that is it. So I'm gonna, actually, good thing I looked over. This is gonna get glued to the Starry Sky, and that is 4 by 5.25. There we go. Perfect. We can glue this down. And then we can concentrate on our stamping. So I'm going to scooch that over, and this basic white piece is 3/4 of an inch by 3 3/4. So I want to bring in my two images. So it's Celebrate, the outer and the inside. And I have the Best Day Ever. So I'm going to ink up the Best Day Ever. And I'm going to come over here and I'm just going to stamp this in the center, but close to the bottom as I possibly can. That looks pretty good. Now I'm going to take the outer version, ink this up, and come in and stamp this right above the Best Day Ever. Hopefully I didn't get that too low. Nope. Not too shabby. Now what I'm going to do is find a piece of scratch paper. Oh, good thing I have some sitting right beside me. I'm going to come in and I'm going to ink up the full image in the Starry Sky. And I'm going to come in and I'm going to stamp off and then stamp on. And I actually, hopefully you guys can still see this, but I need to get it a wee bit closer to me. And I still hope I can line it up. There we go. There we go. It worked perfectly. And you can kind of still see it, even though it's at the bottom of the screen. Okay, so there's the Starry Sky. We're going to glue this. I think my iPad is frozen. I have no idea why it always freezes. So there's that. And that is going to go in the center. I'm going to let it sit and dry for a second because I used a smidgen too much glue, but we're not going to tell anybody. It didn't eke out the edges, so it should be okay. But I don't want to flip it over right away because it might move. So I'm going to bring in a couple rhinestones and just sprinkle some rhinestones on. You can add as many as you want. I just added 3. Okay, I think that should be dry enough. So let me flip it over. Oh, got ink on my fingers. At least it didn't get on my card. We're going to put 3 dimensionals on there. I'm going to put our Celebrate in the center. And I went ahead and tied some bows already. And I thought that was Starry Sky, but it isn't. So this one's not going to get a bow. Because apparently I'm out of Starry Sky. I have Orchard Oasis, Tahitian Tide, and the Parakeet Party beside me. Apparently I missed that one. But that's okay. Okay, let's do the Orchard Oasis since that is sitting right next to me. So they're super quick and easy cards, and I still think they're gorgeous. You don't have to do a whole lot to make these cards beautiful. I'm going to set this aside so I can stamp and let that dry. So we're going to do Orchard Oasis. I'm going to make sure my inks are clean. The best day ever. Scooch it down as far as you can. That might have, could have gone down a little bit farther, but we'll see. This is going to go right above it. Thank you, Heather. There we go. Just something different. And then the inside celebrates. If you did this on a card front, you actually might be able to use this as well. Look, possibilities. Stamp that. There we go. Let me glue this. Good evening, Darlene. Welcome. I'm not going to put as much glue as I did on the other one. I didn't realize it till it was a little too late. There we go. I'm going to set that to the side and let it dry while I finish gluing our card together. See how quick these cards are going together? Stamps, ink, and paper. Pretty much all you need. There's lots. Let's flip this over. Grab some dimensionals. Peel it off. Set it in the center. Grab some rhinestones. Oops, that one wanted to flip on me. There we go. And this one, I do have the ribbon. And the mini glue dots. I did not take them off of my Facebook Live table like I usually do. Let's see, did I put this? Yeah, I did. I put it up top. There you go. Celebrate the best day ever. Okay, let's do the Tahitian Tide, and we will see if we have time to do the very last one. Let's do the stamping first. Let's grab the best day ever. There we go. Oh, oh no, that's the right one. I forgot what I was doing. Perfect. Clean these off as I go. Now I can bring in this piece. So I actually might use this for another card using my scrap that I'm stamping off on. Close this up. Glue these together. So I'm using all of the 5 in colors that are retiring at the end of April. So you have a little bit longer to get them. Well, I guess February, March. Yeah, about 2 months, a little over 2 months. So if you haven't gotten them, you can start putting them on your wish list. Because once they're gone, they are gone forever. So there's the box. I don't know if you guys can see, but there's a gnat flying around and he is about to die. Oh my goodness, he needs to go away. Let's grab this, some dimensionals. And hopefully we have enough time to do our last one. It actually doesn't take too long, so if you have to go, you kind of see the gist of what I'm doing, but I will show all 5 of these beautiful cards, and you can tell me which one's your favorite. One last one to put together, and then we'll be done. We are watching a series on TV, and I thought the series was done because it automatically rolled to the next season. And Bo's like, I don't think we watched all of them. So we went back a little bit ago and looked at everything, and we missed like 6 episodes. So it's quite frustrating. So now we are going back and watching the ones we missed. So that's what I have to do when I get back into the house. That actually looks really cool. I love that. And the lining up is really not that tragic. I'm not even having to pull it down, and I'm kind of doing it sideways. So lining this up is pretty easy. Close this. Put that right on there. And then we can glue our card pieces together. So almost done. There we go. I actually think it went a lot quicker because we did all of the stamping at once. So I think that's how I was able to get all 5 of these, well, 4, plus the sample. I don't know which one's my favorite. I love the Parakeet Party. It's so different. But I also love the Starry Sky. The Tahitian Tide is pretty too. Okay. Let me add the gems and then we'll be done. And now I don't have to go back and do anything because all of these guides are done. I got them all done. Okay, so here is the Parakeet Party, Tahitian Tide, Orchard Oasis, Starry Sky, and Sweet Sorbet. So very cute, very different, and super duper easy. That is how I like it. So thank you so much for joining me. If you need anything, please feel free to reach out. I did put all of the dimensions in before I went live, or you can rewatch the video if you need any extra help. Also, the Damsel link is in the email as well. So if you like that, you can take a peek at the email. And if you need anything, feel free to reach out. If not, I will see everybody on Thursday for another live. We'll chat with you soon and have a great evening. Bye-bye.